It's now time for SME On Point. Happy Workers' Day. If there's one thing that COVID-19 has done is to speed up the use of technology to champion convenience. When our featured business of the week set up shop, it's business called Shop and Earn, an online grocery store focused on the township market, little did they know that COVID-19 was on its way and their service was going to be more of a necessity than they ever imagined. This is Shop and Earn's story. It's edited by Mangoba Ngosi. It is Selong Kopani's vast experience of working in the fast-moving consumer goods sector that gave him and his business partners the idea of establishing their own retail platform targeted at townships. The idea was born a little earlier before the COVID-19 outbreak. Nkopane says their business was conceptualized in the understanding of how the fourth industrial revolution is changing the world. Having only started this business late in 2019, the coronavirus crisis could not have come at a better time for Nkopane and his team.
So lockdown or no lockdown, we knew that the world is moving towards that direction. There's been perceptions that if we want to target the townships, it's never going to work, because perceptions are that the humbled people do not have access to phones, but everyone has a phone. Yeah. People are saying data is an issue, but I mean, people are on WhatsApp, on Facebook, and the traffic on Facebook is predominantly by blacks, So we saw this opportunity, and we thought, yes, it will take time to change the paradigm. It will take time to train people around how we do it. So the plan was literally saying the first year of our business will focus on ensuring that we train people on how to shop online. We wish people knew that they just have to log in, the same prices they pay everywhere else, if not better, they would get them on our platform and we deliver at their doorstep.
Online retailing is not a unique concept. In fact, a simple internet search gives you thousands of businesses who provide a similar service. Nkopane explains what sets them apart is the ability of making an additional income.
You shop for groceries and you have an opportunity to earn income from it. We've used a simple matrix where, as Shop and Earn owners or founders, we are the headquarters, if you can call it that. We appoint founding members as well, maybe 100 of them. These are people we give an opportunity to actually own their own online shop. Right? From our back end, they run their own retail online shop. Right? So they get traffic on their site, they grow their business. When it's big enough for them to manage, they employ sales managers within their own little shop.
He says there's also an opportunity to make extra money through their delivery and earn model.
If you have a bakkie that's been sitting around and doing nothing, you come into our platform, we get orders every day, and we allocate orders that are in your territory. So if you're from Soweto to Deep Kloof and we've got 100 orders in Deep Kloof, we allocate them to you. Right. We pay you a delivery cost, per stop we pay you. We also pay you a profit margin for the value of what you've delivered in the day.
Nkopane says going forward, the vision is to make his business a one-stop shop.
So we want to build a one-stop mall. Learning from the take-a-lots of these days, the Alibabas of these days, and we want to build a black-owned, proud business that can take on these big businesses.
Liabo Setho, SABC News, Johannesburg. Thank you to Shop and Earn for sharing their story with SME On Point. Up next, we look at how the biggest issue with the lockdown and SME has undoubtedly been funding. Funds are being set up to provide all types of funding, but there's certainly not enough to go around for businesses, especially those that are feeling the effects of COVID-19. The founder and CEO of Incubator Raise Corp, Alon Reyes, says that funding alone is not the answer to fixing small businesses. In fact, he says there's undeniable proof that if you give funding to a company that is not ready for it, you effectively break that business. For more on this, we are joined by Alon via Skype. Alon, thank you so much for joining us on SME On Point. Level 4 has brought some level of hope for some businesses that are allowed to trade. What is the best way for them to pick up where they left off?
Well, it's not to pick up where they left off. I think that's the thinking now, is because there is going to be, we've heard this term new normal, there is going to be a new normal, and that means different behavioral patterns. In the insert just before this, you saw this big move to online. But if you were a restaurant owner before, and you think that you're going to go back and when it gets to level 0 or level 1, that it's all going to be business as usual, I think you're mistaken. And so when you're thinking about funding those businesses, you can't be funding the businesses with the same model that they had prior to COVID.
Let's talk about funding. You say that you've observed that businesses are not ready for it. Please do share your insights with us.
Yeah, so as I've just mentioned now, what is happening now is that if, let's say, for example, a business has got a model that is not working. In other words, if you put in 100 Rand into the top, 80 Rand falls out the bottom. If you add funding to that, you are just basically accelerating the issue in the business. What needs to be done first is to fix the model to ensure if you put 100 Rand in the top, 120 Rand falls out the bottom of the business. And if funding happens prior to fixing of the model, then we effectively put entrepreneurs into a worse situation because now they're in more debt, and that will come with interest or blacklisting or all other consequences that they didn't have prior to that funding.
Now, Alan, I know that you help a lot of SMEs and entrepreneurs, and you incubate them a lot at RaiseCorp. Is this what you have found, especially at this time where a government is trying its best to help small businesses? Do you think that they could have had a place to mentor them and to help them, especially those that are having trouble, of course, to help them before they give them funding? Of course, obviously, there also may have not been enough time to do that because these are desperate times.
Well, there are two things that are going on right now. The one is, in order to be eligible for the funding, your financials need to be in place and your tax clearance, etc. So a big part of the work we're doing with our entrepreneurs is getting that right. The more important work that we're doing with them is to get their model right. So that who is the new who? Who is your new client? What is the new what? What are the new products? What's the new where? What are the new distribution channels? What's the new how? What's the new process? And perhaps even asking the question, what's the new why? Why am I doing this? So we're taking these businesses through that kind of thinking to remodel them so they're more appropriate for a post-COVID world.
Let's talk about Workers' Day. I'd like to pick your brain on this. Today is, of course, Workers' Day. And I've had a lot of people who have contacted us via our Facebook page on SME On Point, who talk about labor relations within the small business sector, that, you know, oftentimes they could not even get their UIF payment right now, and they are stuck. So many of them are going to be out of jobs. What is the best way to tighten the screws on when it comes to labor relations, particularly within the SME sector? It does seem to be quite a problem.
Yeah, that's a very good point. And what we've seen even prior to COVID, that the let's call it the level of sophistication around the labor law has not been very high among small businesses, and they often make avoidable mistakes in terms of how they are interacting with their staff. Now, in this situation where there's high pressure and people are panicking, they're making even more mistakes. So for me, there is a huge amount of information available to small businesses online. You just, a simple Google search will help you with that information. Secondly, to be communicating with your employees all the time. And number 3 is to be fair. And you have to be fair. And that's really the things that I would advise small businesses right now.
Alan, thank you so much for joining us on SME On Point. We really do appreciate your insights, and we'll ask everyone who is an entrepreneur and SME owner to go into RaiseCorp's website to see the kind of services that you offer and mentoring processes. Thank you, and do enjoy your Workers' Day.
Thank you.
All right, that's it from SME On Point, and it is a wrap from News at 1 as well. My colleague Nompumelelo Siziba will be coming up next in the next hour, and that's goodbye from me.